Hey, how are we doing? So it is 6:30 UK time. I know that a lot of you have gone forward an hour for daylight saving in the States and Canada, I think, but it's still 6:30 over here for another couple of weeks, I think, at least until the 28th of March. I hope you're all doing really well, and we've got quite a fun show coming up tonight. By the way, do you like the wide shot? I quite like that. And you can see Dan's guitar, the Scott Guitars telly, which is what we want to see, guys, isn't it? So listen, if you would like me to shout you out that you're here, then make sure you put anything you like in the chat. Just type in a 1. In fact, I saw MTL, Music Therapy Laz, who's in, do this earlier. And just put a 1 or anything like that, and then your name will come up in my list in a minute so I can say hello to you. And we're going to start because, as usual, you know what I did last night. So I'm back on the alcohol freeze again. Missed. But I'm going to take some good advice from last week, and I brought out a glass. So I hope that you guys will join me in having a beer or two tonight and chilling out and having a bit of fun, as we always do. Look at that. That looks so much nicer than in a bottle, doesn't it? We're almost refined. Anyway, cheers, guys. Here's to your very good health, and here's to your happiness. But also, today in the UK, I know it's not the same in the States, but today in the UK, it's actually Mother's Day. So for all of you ladies out there, or any of the mums that are watching with husbands, because this is usually quite a sausage fest, I just want to raise a glass and say Happy Mother's Day to all the UK mums. So cheers to you. Right, what have we got coming up? What have we got coming up? Let's ask Roxy. Right, tonight we've got some viewers' guitars, and we've got a story of a haunted guitar on Reverb. Don't worry, we're not going back to that Bones thing, I promise you. But yeah, the story of a haunted guitar, which is really strange. So that is what we've got. Also, if at any stage tonight you want to ask me a question, just put @CGS in the chat, as I can see lots of you are doing. Wow, Bam Mozzie hasn't drunk alcohol for 10 years. Well, this is alcohol free, mate, I promise you. I'll show you in a moment on chat cam. But and also Guitar Hacks in. Cool, excellent. Cheers, man. So yeah, I really would like just to, I'm going to jump forward in the chat tonight. So once I've done the roll call, I'm going to jump forward in the chat, because last week I noticed that I was always about 10 minutes behind the chat. So don't put any questions just yet until I've done the roll call and said hello to everybody. Just literally put anything you like in that chat, just a 1 or a space or whatever, and then I will get to see you. Let's head on over to the chat cam where I can show Bam Mozzie that this is indeed alcohol-free beer that I'm on tonight. And I'll have a little sip of it, I think. Hopefully the stream is good and you can all hear me and see me okay. Oh, Lucas and Martin's Guitar Corner. All good here, mate. Hope all good with you. That was Trevor Locke saying hello to them. And it was to remind me to say that I think you were over on Music Therapy Laz's show earlier, and because you got such a long name, it's really difficult for me to type @ on my phone. So I wasn't being rude. Lovely to see you over there, and lovely to see you here as well. Right, let's have a little roll call. Let's see who we've got. So don't forget, you've got to have typed something for me to see you. And I'm going to start at the bottom, and we're going to work our way up. Yetimatsi Nightcat, XMG12, William De Silva, Trevor Locke, Tom Dorsey, Terry's 3Gs, Tall-Thin Kev, Ole Hansen, Wallet, Nicolas Clapente, hey man, Nicholas Colding, MB Mike 65, Moose Loose in Sas Aka Gary. Moose Loose as in... Man, have you changed your name? That is so cool. Moose Loose in Sasquatch. I can never say it, but there you go. Moose Loose, it's good to see you. Mayhem. Woo! Mark Dalton. James Severin. Somebody just disappeared. Never mind. Hugh Caldwell. Guitar Hack. Grumpy Mike. Awesome. Gavin James. Furiora. Excellent. I think I might have even said it right tonight because you feature quite heavily on our guitars tonight. The Flying Pickle, Dennis Porter, Dale Palmer, Craig Philbrook, Colin the Kenwood, and I can't say what we usually call you, mate, because that doesn't go down on my channel, but you know what I'm thinking. Awesome. Budget Guitar Show, Bronze Snake in from Canada. How you doing, Jack? Good to see you, man. So glad you made a live show. BC Rich 581, the Bam Mozzie, the wonderful moderator for this channel, and Adam D. Guys, it is lovely to see all of you. I've got to remember to arrow out of that because the last thing I want to do is push close because then I lose it all. So cheers, guys. I really hope you're all doing really well. Now, feel free to do @CGS and ask me any questions you like. It's been a busy old week, and yes, I am back on the alcohol free because last night, as usual, yeah, JD. I am really addicted to that stuff. It can't be good for me. I know it's not good for my liver, which is why I always come on the alcohol free the night after. And you probably noticed I might have the sweats a little bit. And also, I think I told you a few weeks ago as well that I lost the really long comb on my shavers because I trim my own hair, as you do. And so I've had a really harsh haircut again because this is the longest blades that I've got. So yeah, taking it all off. Looking at that, hey? Quite swish, I hope you'll agree. Okay, let me dive on over and see if you've got any questions in the chat and find out what's going on over here and what you're talking about. Oh, bless you, Mayhem. He says, don't forget the thumbs up button. Cool. Mayhem says, Ghosty Guitars. Woo! Hey, Budget Guitar Show. He's plugging away there, man. Good on you, Johnny. Yeah, check out Johnny's channel, The Budget Guitar Show. He's a good guy. And there we go. Check him out. He's been on the show before and we want to support everybody. And Guitar Hack saying, how about some thumbs, folks? This is all good. This is all good, guys. Furiora says, must be nice to have hair to trim. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, absolutely. It is funny enough, it is a hereditary thing. And they usually say, look at your mother's father. And my mum's dad was bald right down the middle. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's either skipped a generation or we're not related. What a thing to say. Okay, any questions for me before we dive in? Otherwise, we will dive in to our viewers' guitars. Let me have a quick look. Let's see how many we've got in and how many thumbs up we've got. Right, we've got 50 of you watching at the minute. That's a nice number. And we got 25 likes. 50-50. How about that? Okay, right. I'll tell you what, when we get up to... let's get up to 55 watching and at least 30 likes. How about that? And then we'll look at the viewers' guitars. Yeah, they're 52 now live, so that's cool. So it shouldn't take us long to get there. Okay, I can see some questions. Mark Dalton says, Mike, I hate the taste of beer. I've been drinking Jim Beam my whole life. Yeah, I love bourbon, man. I really do. But I'm a big Jack Daniels fan. But I also don't mind the odd beer. But there we go. Nicholas Colding says, CGS, the new EMG pickups in the Harley Benton line. What do you guys think about that? Well, I think it's brilliant. Now, I think that they're in the upper echelon range of the Harley Benton guitars, and I think that the addition of actives and the addition of EMGs just shows you the momentum of where Harley Benton are intending to go. I think they've started budget and they've kept all that budget range. Like, oh, I haven't got my telly here, it's over there, when we were filming this week. So yeah, I think they intend to keep all that budget range, which is great, but I think slowly there's creep into those higher end and higher spec guitars, and I think that's a good thing. I think it gives us all more choice, and there's lots and lots of exciting stuff to come from them, and I can't wait to get back in touch with them and see if we can show a few bits on the channel. Which reminds me, I shall tell you now, we have ordered the sub £100 guitar, although I have a confession to make. And I can't tell you a lie. It actually, with delivery, came to £107. So we did actually just tip over that limit a little bit. So I'm really, really sorry about that, but I didn't know that there was additional shipping to go on. And so that they couldn't work out that I was getting it for review, I got my wife to buy it. So don't worry, I have refunded her the money. So yeah, that should be on its way. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want you guys to have as much fun with the unboxing surprise as I have. I have emailed all of the great guys that won the Crack the Easter egg, and also my patrons, because my patrons get an automatic in on these things, just to let them know that it's done. But I haven't even told them what guitar we've got. They've seen the choice of 4, and they've picked, and it was not that close actually. In fact, first place equaled the number of votes for second and third combined. So it really definitely was a choice that these guys made. Right, let's see what questions I've missed. Music Therapy Laz says, how long did it take your injury to heal, and what did you do musically while you recovered? Man, I told you on your live stream earlier, man. It took about 3 weeks, and I took your advice and I put super glue in the cut to begin with. Actually, it was this finger, wasn't it? Yes, there we are. It's still got a bit of a scar because it was quite deep, but I glued it up with super glue, which let me play for a bit, but it wasn't comfortable. But it took about 3 weeks to heal properly, but I played all the way through. I just glued my finger up, put a plaster on it, and it hurt like crazy and stung, but I just carried on playing. But your thumb looks really swollen and sore, man. You need to rest that up. And I didn't think actually, because I said to you earlier, why not play the piano? Because I thought you could play with just your fingers. But of course the thumb's really vital as well for piano. So I rest it up, and I would suggest that rather than necessarily keeping yourself busy with learning something, I know you mentioned getting my buddy Rick's book, the Beato ear training book, and that would be really cool. But also, why not just check out some new music that you haven't heard before? Spend the time sort of catching up and having some new music in your life. That would be really good. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, I've dived down. Yeah, I am getting behind again, aren't I? Look at this. Sean Hockey thinks my hair looks marvellous. Cheers, brother. Thank you very much. My dad was one of 6, 4 of them bald. He was one of the 4. Oh no, that sucks, man. But hey ho, you know what? It's supposed to be really virulent. I'll say it right in a minute. Budget Guitar Show. CGS, if I looked at my mother's father, it would be a miracle. He was never around. Oh dear. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But so you probably don't know if he was bald or not. Grumpy Mike Guitar. Wine is fine, but whiskey is quicker. I think it's whiskey, isn't it? Not liquor. Wine is fine, but liquor's quicker. Could be. That's a bit of a tongue twister. If you're talking about the Aussie number, I think it is. Suicide Solution. Yeah. Wine is fine, but whiskey is quicker. Suicide is something with liquor. Yeah, I'm sure it's whiskey's quicker. Nice one though, man. Like the Aussie reference. Guitar Hack says, CGS, just noticed your Sheptone t-shirt. Do you have any of their pups? Man, you have missed out. Brother, about a week ago, I did the pup change on the Harley Benton SC550. And I changed it out for a set of Sheptones. and man, do they sound good. Everybody was raving about them. They're really, it's a set of tributes. So they're the 59 burst style PAFs. Boy, do they sound great. But the funny thing is, they would cost more than the guitar itself. But all good, man, all good. But we like them, we love them. Brad Guitar Miller. Wait, I missed that, CGS. What happened? Well, what happened, man? He's, you just arrived. Let's have a drink to Brad Guitar Miller. Good to see you, brother. One of my very, very kind and new patrons, which is lovely. Thanks, brother. Okay, Mayhem says, have they sorted the import mess with Brexit yet? No. They haven't, man, they haven't. It's still all a bit tricky out there. CGS reminds me of 101 from Robot Wars, 80 kilogram combat robot built for 101 pence. Any old school Robot Wars fans in the chat? I bet there is, I bet there is. Oh, just missed another one there. Bam Mozzie says, have you thought about doing a Made in Britain show? With Brexit and all the shipping charges, it'd be great to see what the UK options exist at different price. Oh, excuse me, at different price points. I totally agree, brother. And actually, you'll probably remember that last year, Lewis Trower and I were going to be putting together the British Boutique Guitar Festival. And the reason for that is that we wanted to promote homegrown, great British stuff, and we thought it would be really a nice way of doing it, and also because it's fairly a small thing to begin with, not a big thing like the NAMMs and the things that I go to with the lovely Henning. No, so we just thought we'd keep it small and British, and it's still on the cards. I promise you it's going to happen. Obviously there was very good reason why it couldn't happen in July last year. But this coming year, if we break out of this current situation, it looks like we're doing pretty well at the moment, then we will be doing the British Boutique Guitar Festival. And we'll be featuring more on the show, without a doubt, man. Thanks for the great question there. Good evening, the Lamb. Hello, nice to see you, brother. Really good to see you in. Oh, I just missed a... let's have a look. There we are. It was Grumpy Mike says, that is the old saying, Ozzy borrowed for that song. Ah, I see. Thank you. Well, this isn't liquor, but it's probably quicker just to grab a drop of this. What's going on with me tonight? I've lost the plot. I haven't been drinking, I promise you, I really haven't. Cheers, Mike. Well, there you go. Now I've got to raise a glass. Cheers, brother. That's Mickey Settlemeyer. Let's see what other questions. Short and sweet. LOL at CGS. I think that was back way back, wasn't it? Let me see. Tom Jewel Nelson says, Harley Benton rules. They are cool. Oh my word. Hugh Caldwell says 48 quid to import a guitar from Thomann to the UK now. Now, not quite exactly. If it's under £135, they take the VAT off and include it, and I think also over that amount they give you free shipping, but you pay import duty over £135, or is it 130? I can't remember. But the big problem is that I think it's DHL that they ship with are adding a service charge. And I heard that it's anywhere from 12 quid to 18 quid. So that is, I'm not sure how they justify that, but 48 quid, what? Okay, Bam Mozzie says, I do remember your plans, hence I wondered if you would do some content on British made options, as I'm sure you have much more info and contacts than I do. Well, I don't know about that, brother, but I would, yeah, I've been in touch with a couple of guitar brands from the UK. Now, obviously, we've got the lovely Scott Guitars telly that we've done. I've also done lots of stuff with my buddy Lewis Trower from LT Custom Guitars. and I'm in touch with a couple of other brands. Some really interesting stuff from the UK that I'm going to feature because I think it is important. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love worldwide brands, and also the guitar I'm pretty sure that we bought under £100 is not going to be built in the UK. But yeah, I think it's a really great idea. So if you've got any suggestions, Bam Mozzie, or anybody else out there, please let me know and I will try and get those brands on the show. So yeah, good idea, man, good idea. Trevor Lock says, oh sorry, Mickey, I missed, where's Trevor Lock? Where is that? Where is it? Oh, Grumpy Mike, bless you, man. Let me just quickly answer Trevor Lock's question and then we'll get to your very, very kind super chat. Have you checked out Storm Shadow Guitars, based in Sheffield, I think? Awesome guitars. I have not, but if you can send me a link in the description, not in the side chat, or I can have a look. I'll try and remember. Trouble is, when I'm in the middle of a live show, I don't take notes and write that down. So if you can send it to me, either email or in the description, comment section, we'll get it right. Not the description, only I can do the description. Okay, that'd be great, and I'll check them out. Nice one, man, awesome. Let me get down here and say a big thank you to Gavin James. Wow, thank you, man. He says, I am on Crew Republic, Drunken Sailor, IPA, cheers all. Well, let me give you one of those, brother, and say cheers to you as well. Bless you, sir, that is very, very kind. Oh, always appreciated, never courted, but definitely most appreciated. Thank you so much for that, brother. And Grumpy Mike as well. And as usual, he says, for the tip jar, and why not, cheers. So let me give you one of those, my dear friend, and thank you so much for that. That is really, really kind of you. And to your good health, sir. Oh, it is nice. We do like this. We do like this Heineken. I'll get it right in a minute. Grumpy Mike also says, hey, let's hear about the haunted guitar. We'll get to it, I promise. Budget guitar shows confirmed Thomann use UPS. Furiora says the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie also reference it as Candy is Dandy but Liquor's Quicker, said by the legend Willy Wonka himself. I love it. That is so cool, guys. So cool. Real cool. Okay, right. I think, let me just have a see how many we got and what. We have 60 watching, 40 likes. Definitely time to see our first movie of the evening. We're going to watch we'll do the viewers' guitars first. Okay, here we go. Just a couple of viewers' guitars tonight, and we're going to start off with Stu's. And he hasn't actually sent me any information about this, but it's quite clear from this first picture that this is a fretless Hofner bass in the style of Paul McCartney, along with his orange bass amp, and that looks like a really nice combination. I've no idea what this green guitar is, but I like the Bigsby style trim, and it's quite pretty with all the chrome hardware. Again, this looks like a Heartwood guitar by the logo on the pickguard, but again, Bigsby style trim, lovely orange colour. And there it is next to what they look like they're both Heartwood guitars. I wish that Stu had let me have some information about them. Now clearly this is a Harley Benton HB35, and again I'm not sure what the offset guitar is, but again it's got that similar style of trem. And there's a little bit of a closer look at that, and also the Harley Benton HB35. Thanks for sending these guitars in this week, Stu. Okay, and then secondly we have Furiora, I think it is pronounced, and I'm going to read everything he's put. He's given us lots of detail. He says, first off, I'd like to apologise for poor and simple shots. Maybe one day I'll be able to revisit this with better. Small shout outs to Cat and Raven Designs for the idea to replace my cursing with crow cawing sounds, and I'll try and stay PG in language, but if I just have to curse, I'll caw it out. Starting with the first guitar, my black Ibanez S320 I call Flame. Yes, I'm the weirdo who names my guitars. I got her in my third year of playing guitar, and she was my main for a long while when it came to playing with my school's rock band. I even have clippings from a local newspaper that feature me playing this guitar. I call her Flame because I used to have a fake Flame inlay sticker on her. I was a teenager back then. I got this guitar in particular thanks to my first ever guitar hero, Herman Lee, who played Ibanez S series at the time, before getting his signature E-Gen guitar. Sadly, she doesn't get much action these days, although she remains one of my 2 exceptions to the rule: if I don't play it, I need to sell it on to someone who will. I did once leave her in a store with the intent to sell her, went and collected her back the next day. Shop hadn't even touched it. They knew I'd be back. Next up, this is Kevin, a unique outlier in my collection for a number of reasons. He's the only one of my guitars I see as male. He's the only bass I own. He's the other exception to my playing rule. And he's the only guitar I didn't choose to buy. All makes sense when I say that this bass guitar belonged to my late father, Kevin Dove. There isn't really much else to say due to me not playing bass. I don't have a huge connection or stories for this one, but I'll cherish him till the day I die. Next on the list we have Michelle, an ESP LTT MP600 model, signature model for Michael Page Paget of Bullet for My Valentine, with one of the coolest inlays I've ever seen. My young self just knew he had to have one, so she quickly got snapped up when I saw her being sold and had the budget for her. I used her as a main guitar for a while before she kind of fell by the wayside due to my love of Floyd Bridges. While she introduced me to the world of V's, where I now currently reside, I don't have the attachment to her as I do Flame or Kevin, and she's actually up for sale on Reverb if anyone's interested. Local pickup in Nottingham. I don't trust myself shipping it. The one of my guitars without a name. ESP LTD M17, an entry-level 7-string from LTD that I got purely to get my feet wet with 7 strings, and to test a theory I had on reverse headstocks that 7 proved to be correct. She's currently back up at 7 until I can get back up more to my spec, after which she'll likely be gutted and have her neck slapped on something homemade. Right, now we're getting into my world of V's that I consider my main guitars. This is Sumi, Japanese for sin, crime, the things of nature, a Jackson RR Randy Rhoads 24x7, basically a Rhodes V in the X series with 24 frets and 7 strings. Named because she's sinfully black and a beauty. Eventually to have gold hardware, she's my main 7-string of choice with her reverse headstock, something I find essential for the 7s. Or the high E is too tight and low B too floppy. And Floyd setup. Surprisingly, I had to find a V in shape alone, let alone a 7-string. This is Layla, the Jackson King Pro V in snow white with black bevels, one of the most prized and expensive guitars in my collection. She's been my main 6-string of choice for over 6 years now. Reliable, killer sound with her active EMGs and buttery smooth to play. She's been everything I've needed in a guitar for a long time. While I don't have any recordings, all of my 6-string songs I'm most proud to have written on her. I should mention Layla comes from Lexa Lee Shah, which is a feminine corruption of the name Lee after Lee Anderton, the owner of Anderton's Music, which is where I bought her. Penultimate guitar now. This is the Asylum Jackson Performer Rhodes V from 1996. It's only 3 years younger than me. She still needs a bit of work due to lackluster pickups and sadly will take a place as my main guitar due to a Floyd that she can't pull sharp, although I did put a gold one on her myself. But when I first sat down with her as a well why not at a guitar store, I knew I had to have her. Her neck is the best neck I've ever felt in my hands. I had a moment of, well, I can't even describe it. I'd only felt it once before, and that was when my old guitar teacher let me play his Gem 777. At the risk of sounding like Steve himself, it wasn't me and the guitar, it was just me. If I ever get a custom signature model, the neck will have to be a replica of this one. And last, the newest of my collection, a Jackson. Seeing a pattern yet? Randy Rhoads 24X in black with pink bevels, who I've dubbed Alexis. I was in the market for a backup guitar for Layla. Well, I say backup, I'd likely use whichever I feel like at the time, and was eyeing up the X series for a while. Wasn't sure if I'd get another King V or a Rhodes, let alone what colour. At the start of the year, along with many others, heard horrible news that Alexi Laiho, guitar legend from Children of Bodom, had passed away. One single lesson from Alexi changed the way I looked at writing solos forever, so I owed the guy kinda a lot. Alexi has had many guitars over the years with ESP and Jackson before then, but my one brain always sees him with his black and pink ESP. I'm sure you can see where this is going. The moment I saw the Jackson had an X Series Rhodes in the same colour, I knew. A couple more months of saving and I pulled the trigger. She's a core guitar. Pardon my language. I still need to get her set up in my tuning and strings, stupid pandemic, but she's easy to play as Layla. In fact, I think she might have a slightly nicer neck. The moment I get her set up and sanitize the gloss on the back of her neck, she's likely going to be my main. Those blackouts help her case too. And that's a lot, maybe nerded out slightly more than I intended, but I'm sure you want to know the stories behind them, and even if they don't end up on the stream, which they clearly have, my friend, feel free to edit what you feel doesn't need to be there, although I really appreciate it if you could mention Michelle is up for sale, which I have done. So a big thank you for sending in your guitar collection this week, brother, and I hope I did it justice. Okay, so as promised, I said everything that he sent me, and he did. He gave me a big long essay, but really enjoyed seeing those two guitars. So thanks so much. Two sets of guitars, I should say. So thanks, Stu, and thanks, I never say your name right. I'm not even going to try, man. But cheers. Really enjoyed that. Now, we have got over 60 of you watching now and 42 likes. I want to get that up to 50 likes, and then we will see the ghost guitar story, because I think you're going to have a laugh at this. I thought it was quite clever and quite a little bit of fun, and I think to be taken with a pinch of salt, or a liberal dose of salt. I did see that somebody just a moment ago, let me go to chat cam, because I think somebody said I've got mail, and I just checked. Dave Lewis, Mike, you have mail. Now, I'm not sure. There we go. Sean Hockey, Mike, have you ever noodled with a 7-string? Yes, I did at TGU, and actually I have a correction to make, because I played a Chapman 7-string, and in one of the streams recently, I got mixed up because somebody asked me if I had played an Evertune bridge. And I said I thought it was on a Chapman 7-string. But actually, I've looked, because it just didn't sit right with me. And Chapman don't use Evertune. So it couldn't have been on an Evertune. But I know it was with all the pointy 7-string guitars and all that, you know, fan fret and all of that good stuff. There was a little corner over near the back door where they do all of the testing of guitars and checking quality control before they go out. There's a little area, if you've ever been to Thomann, where they've got all the metal and 7-string guitars. So I'm not sure. I don't know if Thomann stock a Solar. It might have been a Solar, it might have been a Jackson. I'm really not sure, but that Evertune bridge was not on the 7-string Chapman, but I have played a Chapman 7-string. And I believe it was the Rob Scallon model, but there you go. Right, let's have a quick look. A couple of questions. CJ, Leighton again tonight. How are you? How's the show going? Show's going great, mate. It's going even better now that you're here, brother. Awesome. Bronze Snake's chatting in the chat. It's good to have you in tonight, Jack. It really is. Furry Aura. There we go. I'll get it right. So how long did that take to record? That was all one take, mate. That was all one take. I always do just one take of stuff when it's voiceover stuff. And actually, I noticed that I think it has been slowed down. I accidentally stretched some of it because it doesn't sound like it's the normal speed, and neither did the music underneath. So it's even longer than it should have been. Okay. Terry Tickler says, CGS, amazing selection of fine guitars. I do agree. Gavin James says, it's like Readers' Wives with viewers' guitars. It's a little bit different to Readers' Wives, mate. We can't be doing that on this stream. Remember, this is family viewing, or at least we try to keep it family friendly. Hilarious. Love it, Gavin. That's brilliant. Let me see. Dave Lewis says, Mike, I emailed you Stu's guitar details. Dave, of course. Mate, I am so sorry. I am as thick as two short planks. I always conflate, and I always forget to conflate the two. So sorry about that, man. I have just looked at my emails and seen that I have got a lot of emails, which is cool. Always great to hear from you. Right, CJ says, Toman, do stock solar. So it might have been a solar I played. And you got it wrong. Fury Aura. You know what? Just call me Fury. I think we had this before, mate. I think we had this issue before. Tony Smith says, Mike, how do you feel about veneers on the back of guitars? Epiphone are veneering the back of their current solid body inspired by Gibson's instead of just book matching the wood pieces. Do you know what? I think when it comes to woods and guitars, I think so long as it's nice and solid, it doesn't really matter. And actually, if it makes the back look better, I'm all for it. I have to say, when you look at the front, a lot of the fronts of the more budget range guitars are literally just veneers, but they look awesome, especially when they're stained and lacquered over. They look great. So no, I have no issue with it. The only people I have issue with doing that is the fakers who do it literally to disguise the fact that their guitar bodies are made of about 5 or 6 pieces of wood. But other than that, no, I've got no problem with that, man. None at all. Especially not with Epiphone, because they are pretty fine instruments. Right, we are getting to that point. Let's have a look. How many we got? We've got 59 of you in and 49 likes. This is not good enough. I do need one more like, and then we will play the haunted guitar video. Let's see, 61 and 49. Come on, just one more thumbs up and we'll get there, guys. It's not gonna happen. Nobody's giving me a thumbs up, or alternatively, everybody that's it, there it is, 50 likes. We like that. That's cool. Okay, guys, let's go and hear the story of the haunted guitar. Okie dokie, here we go. So tonight we've got the crazy story of a vintage guitar shop selling what they call a haunted guitar with a crazy backstory on Reverb, and it has to be read to be believed. I honestly don't know what's stranger, the fact that the guitar shop is selling an allegedly haunted guitar for $666, or maybe the very descriptive and disturbing storytelling in the ad for this guitar on the Reverb website. The seller of this weird guitar tells a disturbing story of the 13-year-old boy that once owned the possessed axe in the late 70s. Allegedly, this teen was heavily into satanic seances and other creepy black magic rituals. Quite a popular boy, it's also said in the listing, that all the boys in town wanted to be, and all the girls thought that they could change. He was supposedly found dead on his bed with this guitar laid across him, according to the Reverb listing, which states that This Nefertite necromancer was born in June of 1966 and died tragically on Halloween, October 31st, 1979, when he was just 13 years old. His death has never been solved, but the calamitous kid was found lying on his bed with this guitar draped across him, apparently electrocuted, even though this is an acoustic guitar. The current owner of this ghastly guitar claims that on multiple occasions the guitar would randomly make sounds as if someone were playing it. The acoustic anomaly would even play itself when it was stored in the man's closet. He also reports that it levitated out of the trash when he tried to throw the thing away one time. The seller is not sure what kind of guitar it is, since Satan has apparently stricken the brand name from the headstock, but he believes the guitar to be a Kay Western Special. Now here's the funny part. The spooky stringed instrument is on sale and can be yours for just $666. That doesn't count the $66.60 shipping and handling. And I'm not joking, I just checked out the listing myself on Reverb.com. Now this sounds to me like a great way to raise a lot more money for a Kay Western Special than it's really worth, but I have to say the story made me smile, and it's why I decided to share it with you today. Let me know what you guys think. Is it really a haunted axe, or just a unique and interesting sales technique? Yes, I think probably the latter, because selling a Kay Western Special for $666 is probably pushing the top end of the price value on that guitar. But I thought it was a fun little story that I wanted to share. You can check it out. I haven't put the link to the Reverb store in the description yet, but I will later. Probably it might be tomorrow, I'm afraid, because it is Mother's Day, and I did promise that we would watch a family film together on Mother's Day after the stream, so I will need to keep that promise. So what do you guys think? What did you think? Oh my word. So here we go. Fury says, as a real Satanist, I can assure you this is complete bull's caw. Love it. CJ says its previous owner, also the guy who made that Skelly guitar. Yeah, could well have been, absolutely. Yeah, I agree, James. Tool story to get more money. Definitely, I think that's what it is. I also have a magic bag of beans for sale on Reverb. That's great, brilliant. Oh, bless you, Grumpy Mike. That's really cool. Howdy to your mum. Well, it's actually the wife that we're going to watch a movie with, the wife and the kids. But I will say howdy to my mum. I did manage to drop off a little something for Mother's Day this morning. Mayhem says, a load of hogwash, but amusing all the same. Budget Guitar Show says, the only haunted guitar I know is Mark Bolan's Gibson that my friend Captain Sensible owns. Every time I've touched it, I want to play 20th Century Boy. Trevor Locke says it's a marketing ploy. Oh, Janice has got to go. Well, Janice, I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you. It is absolutely lovely to know that you were in tonight. Thanks so much for coming in, and you have a good week and take care. Okay, let me see. I will send you the listing. Are you going to buy it, CJ? You might. I don't think they're shipping to the UK. But yeah, I definitely think a little bit of shenanigans going on there just to flog that guitar for a bit more than it's really worth. As always, this has been a lot of fun tonight. We're 15:15. As Janice has to go, you know, I don't think I can face doing another quarter of an hour without Janice in. So no, I'm joking, of course. I love chatting to you guys, but given that it's Mothering Sunday, and given the fact that I've made that promise, and I know you guys really won't mind me diving out just a shade early tonight. I did promise we'd be between 30 minutes and an hour, and we're almost exactly halfway between those at the moment. Couple of things to say. The new guitar is on its way. I don't know when we'll get it, but that will be part of the scoring system. And it was very, very nice and easy to buy. So they've scored well on that already. Number 2, big thanks to both the guys who sent in pictures of their guitar collection tonight. Really, really cool. Thanks to the guys that very, very kindly contributed to the super chats as well. You rock, brothers. That is really, really kind. I will be back, of course, in the week, Tuesday and Friday with, well, I've got an idea this week, but I was going to run it by the patrons, but I think I've almost decided definitely to do it. And it's a double header that happens on Tuesday and Friday, and you get the results in the live show on Sunday. I'm still thinking about it. I might yet push it past the patrons, but I think you will enjoy it. It's a good fun thing to do. So anyway, I'm going to dive over here and I am going to take my leave and say to you, bless you all for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed the haunted guitar story. And if you would like your guitars to be featured on next week's live show, please send me an email at chinaguitarskeptic@gmail.com with just a little, probably a little bit less than Fury sent me this week, with just a little bit of a description of each of the pictures you send me. And oh, let me say thanks as well to Dan from Scott's Guitars, because look what may well be in several or both the videos this week. Lovely Dan's guitar from Scott's Guitars, and this beautiful telly will be making a comeback this week, guys. It definitely will. So you look out for the videos this week, and as always, my friends, you take really good care.